In 1964, when Zambia attained its independence, many of these buildings were new and stylish. Despite maintenance of buildings being a policy of government since independence, and the mandate given to the Public Works Department under the Ministry of Works and Supply, lack of capacity and inadequate resources has made it difficult to undertake this task. After construction of government buildings, there has never been any budgetary allocation for building maintenance in many government ministries. This lack of maintenance has over the years led to most buildings deteriorating to a state of disrepair. As such, they have become wasting assets and require redeveloping. The Minister of Works and Supply recently took a tour to some of these buildings that are old and in a deplorable state. Surprisingly, despite being old and tired, they are still being used as office accommodation.
So we just wanted to know the building. Okay. This is one of the ones that have been earmarked for redevelopment. Okay. We can go up, so we can accommodate some of your colleagues that have got challenges in terms of having adequate office space. Yes. Yeah. So we just wanted to know where it is and the things we're going to do.
Right. Actually, there's lots of space, and the unfortunate part is that the building actually is dilapidated.
The building is dilapidated?
Yes, we have quite good space that can accommodate a lot of organizations.
Some of the dilapidation.
Yes. Sure, sir.
The minister noted that despite the growth of the civil service since independence, very few office accommodation has been constructed.
You saw at the Ministry of Works and Supply, Ministry of Communication and Transport, those offices were built by Sir Roy Welensky many years ago. And the environment then may have been conducive, but not today. We have a major challenge that the physical space is limited. Whatever we do in the face of other pressing needs from the money that we're able to generate as an economy, it is not possible to have all the solutions for the economy generated from treasury. So we're coming up with other ways on how we can tackle the issue of the limited office space.
It is from such a background that government intends to partner with the private sector under the public-private partnership and construct modern buildings in various prime locations in Lusaka district. This is in line with government's development agenda.
The ministry is basically embarking on a program which we'll call Works on the Move. We're looking at redeveloping what we would call wasting assets. These are sites which the government holds, which have not been developed, and sites which the government has had but have not been used a long time for the purposes which they could be beneficial for. We have thereby embarked on a journey with a group of architects and other professionals, quantity surveyors and structural engineers, to come up with new developments for the ministry. We hope these developments will be able to change the face of Lusaka in general and the face of Zambia.
Purely from meeting the objectives that we have set ourselves, addressing the insufficiency of office accommodation. On the other hand, we have got an asset that is not being appropriately used. You do agree with me, this is a prime plot. I think we could maximize value in this location compared to what we are using it. So the tour today is about looking at the wasting assets and how this can be converted to answer to the challenges of office accommodation, the challenges of the working environment, but using the combination of government and the private sector to create a sustainable solution. And this is why we're looking at a place like Herbert Young, which could be developed into a modern office complex.
The Ministry of Works and Supply has since identified 5 prime locations that need to be redeveloped, 2 of which are bare land.
The key story we're trying to push forward is that we have a number of wasting assets, including this one, where we can create value. Its prime location, it is strategic, it can be converted into tremendous value. So we're saying, what else we have a problem of office accommodation in general as government? What else we've got a constraint in terms of fiscal space as government? We also have, on the other hand, wasting assets, such as these ones. We need to find a solution to this jigsaw puzzle. And the solution going forward is the engagement by government or the private sector to create value so that we can have offices such as the ones that you're seeing in the background.
The architects at the Ministry of Works and Supply have since come up with ultra-modern designs to be developed in 5 prime locations of Lusaka. These proposed designs have put into considerations the contemporary designs and use of solar panels that make use of the sun and other environmental elements.
So our new designs are considering persons with disabilities. We're also looking at the natural environment and how we can use it to assist our buildings. We're incorporating courtyards. We want to have cross ventilation to our buildings. We're also incorporating the use of solar glass to prevent heat gain in our buildings. We're also maximizing on the solar energy by having solar shields on top of our buildings, which can absorb the light and use it in special cases such as emergency lighting if there's a fire in the building. We are also considering more innovative ways with how buildings are being made currently on the market in the world out there.